Sensitivity Sensitivity is intelligence. With grace and skill, you have abundance. Sensitivity is intelligence. With grace and skill, you have abundance. Welcome to the Psychic Hour Reading Show. Host Kelly Brickle is a psychic medium, numerologist, healer, and teacher. Her passions are learning about the soul and energy. Whether through spirit, emotion, or vibrational numbers, there is always a pathway of information waiting to help. Now, here is your host of the Psychic Hour Reading Show, Kelly Brickle.
Hey everybody, hello. Welcome to the Psychic Hour Reading Show. It's good to be on. I've been playing around with the time a bit, getting the network together, and it takes juggling, right? It takes juggling. So finding my groove, finding where my energy and space is, and everything that I do and I put out, it's very important to me, but sometimes, you have to give yourself like certain pockets of energy to go, okay, I rest for a little bit here. I reorganize for a little bit there. And that's kind of like what the topic of the day is. I'll be talking about myself a little bit, but I'll be talking about, the philosophy really about energy management in life. Sometimes we go, okay, how are we going to do all these things? How are we going to do all these things? How do I get my dreams going? How do I get my inspiration going? And how do I do it all? Right? So I'm going to say hello to everybody as I'm coming on in. Hello. Thank you for being here, by the way. Hello, Courtney. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Tina. Hello, Jessie Cat. Hello, everybody coming on in. Hello, Iris. Hello, Aspen. Hello, Mahangun. Hello. Thank you. Hello. And we have some Facebook users. Sorry if I can't see your name. Hello, Mandy. Hello. Sorry if I can't see some people's names. Sometimes, like with the settings, I can't always see a name, but please know hello. All right. So all right, I wanted to get into talking about the energy of space. I always talk a little bit before I go into readings. And if people have questions within their own occurrences and how they do energy or how they experience energy with psychic mediumship healing, please share in the comments, because that just opens up discussion. So that's what I always encourage before we get on and going with feeling into one's energy on the reading sphere. So the energy of space, it's really like a moment of simplicity that you take for yourself. You go, what do I have space for in my life? And it's a profound question, and it's also a very simple question, yes, but we can't overlook those things. And we overlook the hows and the whys, like, why do I do this today? Why do I do this at all? Why do I do it this week? And that could be for yourself or the people around you, what you're doing. Why do you show up in the job that you show up? Do you have to? Do you love it? Are you connected to it? What got you to that moment? What 5 years ago made you go, I need to do this, or I have to do this? Those questions of how do I use my energy? Why do I use my energy are so important. And we sometimes have to make extra space for understanding the new things coming in. And there's the mental, emotional space. We have to go, all right, this makes me feel like this. This person in my life makes me feel like this. This decision that I am or am not making makes me feel like this, as well as the physical space of, all right, this is overwhelming for my energy, or this is very positive for my energy. So if it's positive, I need to do more of it. Even if the last time I did, let's say, this activity or this hobby, or, dared to push myself out of the comfort zone was 3 years ago, it's good for my energy. I need to do it. or I need to remove myself. If I'm getting overwhelmed with family, friends, relationships, uh, the job, we have these fundamental questions that we must meet with. So with the Psychic Hour reading show, I was like, oh my gosh, I love giving readings, but I'm doing so many new things, so I have to kind of learn how to juggle making space for them. And that's using our energy differently, and that's what I'm learning, to use my energy differently, to have a space for helping others create shows and broadcasts, and having energy for readings on a platform, as well as like in person, and the things that I do within my own life, as well as tending to the home, as well as just all these little things. And it teaches us to grow. I think it's important for us to honestly, as long as we're not already overwhelmed, to say, let me try this, or if this is important to me, let's see what happens, because it will always teach yourself something, rather than if you go, oh, I'm not ready yet. It's important to acknowledge if you're not ready yet, but if you've enough times have thought of that you could be ready, then it's time to go, all right, what happens with my energy? What happens to me when I just go for it? It's not going to be the perfect timing, but I know that I'm supposed to do this. Life does find a way to organize itself to make sure that you are being the truest vibration of you. Like, I'll say it time and time again, and I know a lot of other intuitives have told me a similar story. If, let's say, they're supposed to rent space, right? Or start, let's say, an event, and all of a sudden I'm aware of someone outside my door for a second. I think I have workers here early. I'm like, oh, they're not supposed to be coming at this time. Interesting, right? So speaking of time and space and how we go about things, well, I'm live, so I hope they're not here for me. We have a lot of workers outside for like different townhouses and places, and a lot of construction going on. But what happens is, if you go, oh, I don't know if I have enough money for the space, or I don't know if I can have enough time to do what I need to do. What happens is there might be an appointment that cancels. There might be, all of a sudden, you get more clients, or you get an opportunity where you're able to make more money, where suddenly you can show up and you have just enough to get by, or that time slot opens up. The energy of space and time really works fantastically with your heart and your energy. It really is sometimes this neutral space, and this neutral force that time is, and we infuse it into things. When we activate our energy and we're present and we're conscious and we're aware, that's why time can feel so quick sometimes, or feel like, oh my gosh, this is taking forever. Or we find ourselves in moments where we're like, how did that happen? How did that come together? And it was like you did 30 things within a minute. Okay. And there's some things where you can't even get one thing done within a minute. Everything converges, like with our consciousness. So it comes down to, what energy is in your space, and are you present within your space? And who, what, where, when, and why is present within that? Are you present? Are you connected to the things that you're doing, and what brought you there? What is filling up your space, past, present, and future? What are you creating? So let's kind of pop around, and hello to everybody coming on in. Hi. Those are just my little musings. Some questions. So I'll just say hi to people coming on. Hello, Carolyn. Hello, Susan. Thank you, Iris. All right. Let's see. Tina, do you have others' energy constantly? Oh, this is a psychic question. Do you have others' energies constantly affecting you? Are you able to shut it off, open for reading when you get that far? Hey, understandable. That's a great question. I think that You can answer this from many ways because I try to be really honest with the perception of how people are sensitive to energy. And no, you don't always have to have people constantly affecting you. That's when you really assert yourself and say, hey, I'm going to be masterful of my own energy. And it doesn't happen overnight, and it's going to change every year how sensitive you are in certain environments and in what ways, and how things emotionally affect you. There's some years where I've been really sensitive to people's energies. Like I'm just super empathetic. And I go, wow, this is a new part of me that's opening up where even when I'm out and about, I'm aware of things. And so then I have different boundaries and I have different rules for how I use my energy at that time. Other years, it's a more mental or visual understanding of how I'm aware of others. So it changes. It really, really does. And I think that's why a lot of people are like, how do I manage my energy? Because they think once they have figured it out, like, wow, I'm a sensitive person. And sometimes when someone tells me a story, I can really, relate to things. Or when I step into a room, I sense things or I feel spirit. Like suddenly when you're aware of yourself, you think, okay, this is what I need to do to master my energy. Just be calm, relaxed, or do these strategies, right? And no, it changes. It absolutely changes. And so we have to have a lot of compassion for ourselves. And even people who have tremendous experience within this work, they will be like, whoa, didn't see that coming, or oh, that's really, that's a new one. And so we do have to have this humbleness because the spirit world is always teaching us how to be. Okay. So there's that, the journey to self mastery, right? But I do believe, and I want to acknowledge this, and I don't think it's acknowledged enough. We are all sharing a reality. We are all sharing a reality, and the scientific, matter of things are like everything's touching itself. Yes, there's space in between, but all of reality is touching itself. Um, like matter and atoms, and there isn't a separateness. There actually isn't a separateness. So it's very natural to experience other people and other energies, that you'd go, wow, how did I pick that up? I'm not even in the same room as another person. I was just thinking about a person. I was just feeling another person. It's very a natural thing of reality. Um, and so you can have great boundaries, but still have occurrences where you're just aware of another person. And I really do think that's a part of the human experience and experience of what it means to be a being in the universe, a conscious being in the universe. We can't just always be, I'm focused on myself. I have self mastery. I'm not going to be, thinking about anyone else right now. No one's going to affect me. I'm going to live my best life. We're shaped by our environment. We're shaped by other people, but we get to choose ultimately how we want to be shaped from that. When we are conscious, we go, okay, I've come to this point and I've had these experiences, but what do I choose to be in the midst of that? Okay. So I do think that's important to talk about. So for me personally, Tina, and to I guess come full circle with this, um, from time to time, I'm affected by people's energies, but usually not. Usually not. Especially if I have self care. I tell my brain, I go, "Hey, you're not going to do that today," or I you know, go about my day a certain way if I need a little bit extra peace and restoration, or um, I call back my energy or ground myself if I want to feel like myself around others. If I don't do those things, I can actually feel very mixed up or anxious on the inside, or a bunch of random feelings sometimes because I'm not in my energy. So, as long as I'm in my energy and I assert that and I command that for myself, things are very manageable if I'm getting the proper sleep, food, I get some sunlight, exercise, and things are easy peasy for the most part. Okay. Self-care is, you can't ever act like, it's like a redundant, like, oh, it's mundane self-care. Like, no, it calls back your energy. When we're doing this work, where we actually teach ourselves to surrender, let go, and we're letting go of our own energy so we can interact with the energy of spirit, interact with the energy of another person, interact with um, whatever we're connecting to. It could be a tree, a pet, a situation, right? We surrender. And if we do that too much, our health starts to suffer because we're not in our own energy. We're not aligned. Our life force is not aligned with our organs, our mind, our aura is not balanced. There's a lot of reasons why that can be so. So when we are scattered too much, we start to have health problems. And a lot of people, even when they're not aware that they're intuitive, they will become anxious or depressed or scattered sometimes because they are not calling back their energy and utilizing self-care and in a place of balance. So it's a very multifaceted question. I'm able to shut it off by just being in my own energy and taking care of myself and giving myself the directive and intention. I'm not going to be open to energies right now, or I am going to be open to energies right now. Okay. So yeah, it's really interesting because you can be out and about, and if you tell yourself, I don't want to be open to energies right now, the most obvious thing in the world could be happening in front of you, and you're just like, oh, sorry, I made I made the intention where I wasn't going to be in people's energy, right? And it's not because it's like relevant to you. It could be like, there's like a couple out for a walk, or like a dog. You're at a park, you're just relaxing, but a funny occurrence happens in front of you. So yeah, you get to choose how you want to be aware of your surroundings, and it's real. It's real. Sometimes really, really intuitive people can be checked out if they want to be, and they're really not picking anything up because of that. Um, everything is good and balanced. So, hello, hello. All right. We are going to open up the space for readings. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's so funny. I think there's people trying to get into my house right now. I'm pretty sure they're trying to get into my house right now, and they are early. They were not supposed to come. So it's so funny how spirit is like, oh goodness, do you have space and time for this occurrence? It's really happening. So with that said, I think I'm gonna take a couple readings really quick. I'm probably going to check on the situation, and I might come back. Okay, so I try to honor all that are involved. So let's open the space for readings. We're going to take a couple for sure, and let's go to it. Please say that you are open to having a reading, or ask for a reading. That's how I know you consent, and that's how I go to your energy. So we will be doing psychic readings, card readings, and numerology readings today. So we will be in the energy of the life of you, rather than your loved ones. If they happen to come in naturally, they happen to come in naturally. Okay, that's what we do here in the Psychic Hour. So I'm going to go to Tina, and I'm going to go to Jessie Cat. And then we'll bounce around in Iris really quick. We'll do some quick readings. All right. Tina. All right. So you're asking a financial question. So I'm going to go to it. Will I be okay financially? And what is in store for me? Okay. So the first thing I feel, Tina, is there is like kind of the deer in the headlights kind of vibration. Okay. The deer in the headlights vibration. And it's like the actions have been very much fear-based, and the inactions have been like freezing. Okay. Because it's almost like I have to sink into it and come up with like a little bit of a deeper plan. And That's been keeping me away from doing that because I'm just so nervous about the situation. So if you can understand that, like, you've been trying to pull yourself into a place of that you can plan for this. And that you're taking back your power within this because there has been a lot of fear. Okay. So it's the acknowledgement of you're trying to sit down and plan, or you've started to sit down and plan. Okay. And I'm saying this because there is a call for taking like responsibility in a new way, even though it is overwhelming. And there's a call to take responsibility in like a step-by-step approach, and in a way where it doesn't seem like a lot, but you have the steps in place. I keep getting taken to the word steps in place, little by little. Don't let it overwhelm you. Don't think you need like a big sign to show you that things are going okay. I feel like, can you understand this too? eh, this is a nod to this. Yeah, I'm gonna say it like this. I feel like you're actually pretty tight with your money. I feel like you're like really hard on yourself because there's a couple times where you don't feel that way. So like then you go, oh, but you know, I'm not always, because I do this and I shouldn't have, I don't necessarily have to do this and I shouldn't have done this. But actually, like, your track record, you're pretty like very very careful with money. I want to say that. And so that's why it's been so stressful that things are not going quite well. And again, Tina, if you're still here, if you can understand what I'm saying, I just want to make sure I'm connected to your energy. Okay, so Tina, you understand these things. Thank you. I appreciate it. And really, it's a matter of kind of two things, like relaxing, like I said, breathing and going like, hey, step by step, we're going to do this. We're going to fix this. We're going to get things in order. And as well as actually looking for help. I'm like seeing the space open up around you, like with the financials, and it's like in the energy of like having somebody come in and help, because it's actually a problem that even though if you put your nose to the grinder, it's still going to be super stressful. And it's like you actually need somebody to help alleviate so you can give back energy to yourself. So you actually can make more money or do things a different way without being so okay. So it's interesting because I get like two energies when I open up that space, like, how can I have help, how can I have help? And one, it's kind of like it's a nod to the internet and YouTube and courses and a different way to do things. Okay, so it's like educating yourself in a different way and having help, and actually knowing there's a lot of help out there and starting to employ those things. Get really creative. Say like, universe, send me the right course, the right video where boom, 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 I have some options and I don't feel like I'm backed in the corner. And then there's also like, I feel like a nod to a financial advisor or somebody within that role, because it's like, it's connected to bank or accounting or finance. And there's a man behind a desk and you're going over things in a different way. And you're actually learning things from a better suited person that is going to be like, I bet you never thought about things in this way. This could actually help you. So the number one thing is like, I need you to relax and I need you to actually go find help, because this is an area where it is very stressful and you will benefit a lot and you will get your energy back. And that's actually one of the number one things where we like can draw money in and create new money and opportunities, when our energy is back and not fried and frazzled. So I actually do think that there's a way to definitely get things even, and definitely get things where we're a little bit in the surplus. And then from that place, we get to make some new choices, because actually we have to make some new choices. The energy of what worked before does not work. Okay. But we need a little help to make sure things are balanced and we have a little bit of surplus. And then after we have that stability, we can build. But right now we can't quite build. And so don't put pressure on yourself for the fact that you can't build. Don't beat yourself up that you're not in that place. Ask for help, get in that place. That's what I'm feeling. Okay. So please open up the help to a financial advisor, accountant. Please do, because that is like the green light for you get help. We even things out, you get help. Okay. Okay. You're giving me like a huh? Yeah, and I'm giving you like a yeah, what I'm feeling. It's okay. I got a spot on and a huh. And the reason why I get a huh is because I'm being shown that I don't have consistently what I need for me to be relaxed. And there's a way to change that. And you need to find somebody different than what you have now, or you need to go to somebody. I know that sounds weird. Pay somebody to have help, even if I don't have enough to pay somebody. But honestly, I feel like you get your money back and you balance back. So that's what I see. That's what I see. And I have to give that to you. You're going to have to pay and get help from somebody to get your finances in a place where you can actually have additional help. So you don't have to be so tight and stringent. That's 100% what I see. Okay. Okay, let's go into, let's see, I said Jessie Cat. Jessie Cat, if you're still here, let me know. She wants to know why I'm getting envy for the past month. Just to make sure, so you're getting envy from other people? Is that what's going on? Let me know. I'm gonna pull some cards. I feel like you are around. So, okay, all right. Yes, you are here. Oh, and let me just acknowledge Tina for a second. Yeah, I haven't thought about an advisor. I was looking for a second job and buying less groceries, not sure who to ask for help with a good idea. Yeah, yes, that's what I'm saying. You're going too hard. You're going too hard. There's a better way. There's a better way. You're being like, and that's the final thing I'm going to say, Tina. And it's really everything that I said before. You are you're tight with your budget, and you're thinking of like, how can I do less? And you beat yourself up that it's not even going well right now. And that's why I'm saying you need. I promise you, if you trust that, fine, and you gotta make sure you pick somebody that feels good. But if you have trust that somebody's expertise is going to guide you out of this, there's going to be easier routes where you're not having to nickel and dime everything the same way. Okay. Like, and I'm asking you to have faith in another person to help you out from that rather than making more cutbacks. Okay. All right. So I'm glad you can understand that, Tina. I'm glad you can understand that, and just let the universe guide you with that, okay? Let the universe guide you with that. Um all right. Thank you so much. All right. All right. Right. Thank you. Thank you for the glasses comment, right? I appreciate it. All right. All right. So, Jessica, you are here and we're going to your energy, and you said that, all right, it was dealing with envy. All right, let me go into the energy. I mean, the number one thing that I'm going to go into is there's energy of like fire about you and water. So you have like this intensity about you, okay? And I'm not connecting to like your chart when I say these things. I'm talking about like this could be directly in your chart, but I don't have all like, your chart information. But there is like this intensity of you. You're very emotional, but like also you're very creative, and you're very you catch things and you're alert. And I think the intensity can throw kind of some people off. So you've had like polarizing situations because of that, and you've also have had equally intense situations because of that, whether they're good or bad. So people seem to have strong opinions on you, if you can understand that. Okay. And I feel like I have people close to me that envy me, or is it just me? I don't know. Well, this is what I'm getting into. So there's the intensity that you draw in. Okay. And so you're very aware of others. And so you're like, I'm able to see this and this and this. And people are aware that you're aware. And actually, that's very attractive to some people. They go, whoa, like, Jesse's able to like see these things. Jesse's able to kind of know these things or have these really strong opinions. And they respect that in some ways. And in other ways, they're just like, why does Jesse have to have these opinions? Why does Jesse have to, act like, you know, she, she, how can how can I put it? I feel like when I say why does Jesse have to have these opinions, I'm aware that people are upset that your emotions are so strong at times. Like, who does she think she is? Or like, okay, right, just because she doesn't like it doesn't mean that's the only way, right? So there's people within your life, family and friendship, that have responded, in a way where they're just like, okay, we get it, all right, you're you. So this is not a bad thing because this is you. It's just I would say I would lean into the spiritual development of everything, of knowing the energy that you give off, because we can never control the energy that we're getting. Okay, we can choose to remove ourselves, sure, and we can choose to make choices within it, sure, but you know you can't control what somebody thinks or what someone feels or has an opinion about you. Even if you love them, you can, the more you love them, the more you can have a conversation about like, what was that? Or like, hey, like, wow, the energy feels awkward and weird today. So you can interject some of these things to actually open up consciousness between the other person and you, of why are you bringing me this? Or do you really think that's appropriate? uh how would you like me to respond to that? Right, you throw the consciousness back at them, and it opens up this space. Or if they're actually having a bad day, or they're sending you the perception of kind of a negative association, they will shut the energy down. So sometimes by interacting with it, you can see like, wow, was that really envy, or was that really disdain, or was that really annoyance? And by putting a little energy into it, your answer will be there by the energy that they give you. Because if they are feeling negative, they will actually pull away because they want to disengage. And again, you'd have to assert if it's not just them having a bad day, right? And their energy's a little bit off. So I ask you to be open minded within that. And I ask you to know that since you are an intense person, you do project a lot of emotion and energy, and you will co-create situations within your life where you will harbor and words. You will be aware of equally strong reactions. You're putting out strong feelings, you're going to create strong reactions. Okay. So I would say work with your energy and see like what your intention is for that day around people, and see if your intention that you are radiating outward creates a different reaction from people. Okay, so we all think things around people, and again, we can't control what others think, but if you set your space and set your energy, you can actually change what you're getting out in the environment that you're in. Okay, so I wouldn't worry about so much what people are thinking about you, as well, rather than foremost what energy that you are bringing to the environment, and seeing how much that truly does affect. Okay, because we can only lead and observe, really, when it comes to other people. And if they don't want to play along with us and lead and lean into something positive as we're leading something positive, then we go, okay, all right, this person is not receiving me well. And you give them space. You give them space. Um, okay. Okay. That was a little tongue twister at times. All right, so sometimes we have people asking for readings within the thread. So I have to say goodbye to those people. I have to block them. Like, reaching out to other people, trying to get readings, because these are free readings, everybody, and no one else should be coming on offering other people additional readings, asking them to come into DMs. All right. So just doing that really quick. I'm going to take one quick one, and then I do have to go a little earlier to check on why people are trying to work on the house earlier than they're supposed to. All right. So I'm going to go into, yes, we got some scamming. All right. Let's see here. As you can see, my head is in 5 different directions, so I'm calling back my energy. All right, so earlier I saw a name and I wanted to go to that person. And again, hello, Melissa. Hello. Where is that name? All right, well then I'm going to go to Caprice. Caprice. I'm going to pick a card for you, and then I'm going to pick a card for Iris. Okay. All right. I feel like I'm in Iris's energy first, so then I'm going to go to Caprice after. I got to honor where I am. So Iris, I'm in your energy first. All right. Nice to see you, Jackie. Hello. Just making sure I say hello to everybody. And I love Courtney. Love is not envy. It is true. Hello. All right. So we're going to Iris. Okay. So, it's just, okay, so I mean, the number one reminder, Iris, I'm getting is I'm kind of like in a space where I'm changing and I'm seeking to change. And I have the spirit world all around me, and I'm learning how to get my signs. But the most important thing is just to understand the simplicity of, when we listen and we just sit. Sometimes we just have to sit and say, like, Spirit, come to me. Or we just have to sit and we have our journal like in front of us, and we're like, I'm just going to write, and I'm going to trust that whatever I write is going to be guided by spirit, going to be guided by loved ones, going to be guided by the universe, going to be guided by God. However you connect to something bigger than yourself. You have to trust that things are coming in at the right time in the right way. When I first started developing, I would journal and I'd be like, sure, it seems like some of these things are relevant, but are they really relevant to me? And then I would look back, 2 months later, a year later, and I'd like read what I wrote. I'm like, oh, that was actually like pretty good. And I know exactly why I wrote that. And that makes exact sense to where I am now within my life. And now, if I were to write something, I would go like, yeah, I know why, like I trust them in the energy and I feel it, right? But back then I'd just be like, they're just words, and that's what I was thinking. And I didn't trust. Okay, good. So, okay, you've been auto writing the last time. Yes, you've been right. So I'm acknowledging that been the doubt. Okay, you said to yourself, yeah, cool, that's cool. I didn't even read that word, but I was feeling it. That's cool. That makes sense. There's been the doubt, and it's just like you're doing exactly what you need to be doing. And when we are learning how to trust ourselves, we have to be in the energy of doubt, because in order to trust ourselves, we know what doubt is, and we say, okay, yes, I feel this, and yet I lean into this instead. Okay, so it's like the dark night of the soul people talk about. It comes in many forms, in many emotions, and many occurrences. All right, and the dark night of the soul comes in with our doubt too. All right, but once we're out of the dark night of the soul, we're in the light. We're in the consciousness. We are in the sereneness. Okay, so they're taking me to the doubt, but they're also taking me to that things haven't been so serene. Okay, so there's been like stress, and you've just been trying to cultivate your peace. That's been so important. I just want to cultivate my peace. I want to cultivate my grace. And you really are in the energy of changing and raising your vibration. So I'm aware of that. The spirit world is aware of that. It doesn't feel like it's completely changed. In fact, it feels like you're fighting for your peace, if you can understand that, Iris. but I feel like I feel your fight. So I know that it's changing. And it's just a matter of, more tides leading you to the other side of you're going to ride the wave, and then you'll be at the peak of the tide, and then you'll feel like, oh, okay, all right, I feel some of this now. I feel some of this now. But I'm aware that the change is there and all the hard work is working. Okay? Yes, yes. All the hard work is working. All right. I want peace. I'm always around fun. Yes, so I'm aware of that too. And it's just like I want you to continuously, as you're cultivating your peace with family, just step away into, your room, step away if you have to, where you can have a moment, whether at night or whether during the day. Get in your car or go for a walk, and go places that are safe, where you can let your guard down safely if it is during the day. But wherever you need to take your energy, like, go to a space where you can feel you, because eventually you will feel you so strongly, and you'll feel connected to that piece so strongly, you can be with the family, and be like, oh, I can be here for 20 minutes and not feel triggered, or not feel like there's always yelling, and it really gets to me. um, there is something that radiates a little bit longer, a little, but it's like a muscle. You have to continue to build the muscle. That's what I'm saying. Continue to build the muscle. You've been working hard these couple of 2 years doing self-healing in my spiritual journey. Well, I want to give you like credit too, because I feel also like within these past 2 months. Okay. And it could be even, there's something about like January, like where it really kicked off. It could be like mid-January or late January. So I want to give you acknowledgement for making a change in January, at the later part. And then I want to just also, wow, within the last 2 months. So it was like February to now, the last 2 months, like you've been working extra hard. Okay. So the hard work is paying off. The spirit world is seeing it. I'm seeing it. I'm feeling it. And be around flowers, okay? Be around nature. Nature will help rebalance you, where you're not putting in all your energy to rebalance yourself. Be around soil, be around nature, be around the sunlight. Find things that help give you strength, because you're not supposed to do it all by yourself, and you're supposed to learn. Um, Things that your body can find strength in as you continue to do what you do. All right. I'm glad that resonates. Thank you so much. Everybody, thank you for being with me here today on the Psychic Hour. You will see me on Friday. I have a wonderful guest, Bronwyn Jane. She is a psychic medium and spiritual coach. She has her own psychic mediumship college in Australia. So she's a powerhouse teaching others. So we're going to have her on the show on Friday at 1 p.m. And also we're debuting Jennifer Rose's show, Embracing Infinity, earlier that morning at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, for her to do her interview show, with actually the guest, Debbie Romero. So we have a lot of spiritual family within the house. We have a lot of wonderful people. So you'll see me, you'll see Debbie, you'll see Jennifer, and you will see also Bronwyn Jane with me later today. So with that said, I am going to see what all the commotion is downstairs. You got to acknowledge life. You got to have some heart and levity with it. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. I probably will pop on live with Jennifer in a little bit, in a couple hours, to talk about her show. And yeah, you'll see me very soon. With that said, please, everybody, go with love, light, and don't forget to live, everybody. Be in your luck. Be in your love. Take care.